When you look at your life, those moments that shaped you, have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why this? Why me? Why were you born into this particular family? Why did you meet these specific people? Why did you go through that pain that sometimes felt unbearable? Now, pause for a moment. Imagine something that could turn your entire understanding of reality upside down. What if you, yourself, chose all of this before you were born? This isn't just a philosophical idea or spiritual concept. It's an understanding that has come to people across different cultures for thousands of years. From ancient shamans to modern near-death experience researchers. From Eastern sages to Western hypnotherapists conducting past life regressions. And today, I'll show you evidence that your soul knew what it was getting into when it chose this life, this reality, this path, and most importantly, why it did so. Soul's home. In our previous video, we talked about where your consciousness goes during sleep, about that space where, every night, you remember who you truly are. But there's a place much deeper than dreams, a place you return to not every night, but between lifetimes. The ancients called it by different names: Bardo, Twilight, Between Worlds. Modern near-death experience researchers describe it as a space of incredible light and unconditional love. This is your true home, where time, body, and fear do not exist. Imagine a space of pure consciousness. You are not a body. You are simply awareness, pure energy, remembering itself. And here's what's important to understand. There, in that space between lives, reality is structured completely differently. In our physical world, we learn through relativity and separation, through contrast. Without darkness, we couldn't understand light. Without cold, what warmth is. Without loneliness, what unity means. But in that dimension where your soul came from, this relativity doesn't exist. There, everything exists in a state of unity, wholeness. There is no separation between me and others, and that's precisely why your soul needed this world. This experience of separation, this illusion of separateness. Have you ever played video games? Imagine your soul as the player sitting in front of the screen, and you in your physical body, the character in a game called Life on Earth. The player knows all the rules, sees the entire map, understands the true goal of the game, while the character simply lives the adventure, often not understanding why certain events are happening to them. And it's in this space between lives, free from the limitations of the physical world, that your soul player prepares for the next playthrough, for the new level of the game that we call life. Pre-life space. But the most amazing thing, you're not alone there. There's your spiritual family, your teachers, those with whom your soul is connected by thousands of invisible threads across centuries and dimensions. Those you call soulmates, or kindred spirits, and they incarnate with you again and again, in different roles, in different relationships, but always for your growth. Hard to believe? What if I told you that researchers from the University of Virginia have documented thousands of cases where young children described in detail the process of choosing their parents before birth? That Dr. Michael Newton, after conducting more than 7,000 sessions of regressive therapy, discovered striking similarities in descriptions of this pre-life space from people of different cultures, ages, and beliefs. In this pre-life space, something amazing happens. You and your spiritual companions meet, make plans. You decide who will become your mother, who will be your greatest teacher, who will cause you pain that will make you grow, who will teach you to love or forgive. Imagine it as actors distributing roles before a play. In this performance, I'll play your mother who will teach you unconditional love. And I'll be the partner who breaks your heart so you can learn forgiveness. I'll become your child with special needs so you can develop your patience and compassion. And remember, this is not punishment. This is evolution. Your soul's path to perfection through experience, through knowing all facets of what it means to be human. Soul contract. Eastern traditions speak of karmic contracts. Shamanic practices talk about soul agreements. Regressive therapists call it pre-life planning. But the essence is the same everywhere. You choose the experience, not the specific plot of your life, but the lesson you want to learn. Imagine this dialogue between souls. You say, "In this life, I finally want to learn unconditional trust." And another soul responds, "All right, I'll enter your life and betray you." So you can truly forgive and understand what real trust means. Or like this, "I want to know the power of compassion for others. Then I'll be your child with a severe illness, so you can discover within yourself an infinite capacity to care and love." Sounds cruel? Only at first glance. At the soul level, there are no victims or villains. There are only teachers and students, constantly changing roles. You choose limitations to find freedom within them. You choose difficulties to discover strength within yourself that you never suspected. You create a contract that you then voluntarily forget. Going back to the video game analogy, imagine that you're setting the difficulty level before starting a new game. You choose certain obstacles, certain limitations, certain skills you want to develop. Maybe in the last game, you mastered patience, and now you want to test yourself in courage. Or perhaps you've already learned how to give, and now you want to learn how to receive. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the architect of your experience, and you created exactly the life your soul needs for the next step in its evolution. Why you forgot? But if we planned this life ourselves, why then don't we remember it? Imagine going to a movie theater to watch a thriller, but you already know every plot twist, every scene, every line. Would you have a genuine experience? Would you feel real fear, real tension, real relief at the end? Forgetting is a necessary part of the game. Otherwise, it would be too simple. Otherwise, there would be no real choice. In that reality where your soul came from, there is no relativity. There is no right and wrong, good and bad. There is only unity, wholeness, and love. But then how can one know what choice means? What free will is? What growth through overcoming challenges is? The universe needed to create an illusion of separation, a space where you could forget your true nature in order to remember it anew. This is the greatest paradox. We incarnate to forget who we are, so that we can remember ourselves again. To truly feel light, you must go through darkness. To truly choose love, you must experience fear. To truly appreciate health, you must know what illness is. To truly understand the unity of all things, you must experience the illusion of separation. You are not a victim of this life. You are its author, who forgot that he is writing the book. And in this lies your greatest power. It's like an actor who has immersed himself so deeply in a role that he temporarily forgot who he really is. It is precisely this depth of immersion that allows for the creation of the greatest art. And your life is the art of your soul. Hints and awakening. And yet, you didn't leave yourself completely in the dark. You left yourself clues, breadcrumbs on the path home, repeating numbers that you notice again and again. 11:11 on the clock when you're thinking about something important. 222 appearing in license plates during moments of decision-making. 333 when you need support from higher powers. Déjà vu that makes you pause. That strange feeling that you've been here before, already said these words, already know what will happen next. This isn't just a neurological glitch. These are moments when the veil between worlds thins. Meetings that couldn't be coincidental. They changed your life so profoundly. That stranger who said exactly what you needed to hear. That friend who appeared at the most difficult moment in your life. That teacher who helped you see yourself in a new light. These aren't coincidences. These are planned intersections of souls. Dreams in which you feel something more than usual. When you wake up feeling like you've received an important message. When you meet those in dreams whom you loved and lost. When you find yourself in places you've never seen in waking life, but which seem strangely familiar. In these moments, the thin line between worlds becomes permeable. Sudden insights coming from nowhere. Those moments of crystal clarity when you suddenly understand what you must do. When a difficult choice suddenly becomes obvious. When years of doubt dissolve in one moment of certainty. This is your soul speaking to you. An irresistible attraction to certain places, cultures, or time periods. When you hear a melody from another country and your heart begins to weep. When you see photographs of an ancient temple and feel an inexplicable longing. When you read about a long-gone era and feel as if you were there. This is your soul's memory breaking through the veil of forgetting. Unexplainable fears or talents. When you have a panic fear of water, although you've never drowned in this life. When you master a skill on the first try that takes others years to learn. When you intuitively know how to do something that nobody taught you. These are traces of your past incarnations, karmic relationships. Those people with whom you feel an instant connection, or conversely, an inexplicable aversion. Those relationships that repeat the same lessons over and over. Those encounters that change you forever. These are souls with whom you agreed to meet before birth. Sometimes, in rare moments of silence, you feel it. A sense that nothing is in vain. That everything is part of something greater. That your pain has meaning. Your trials have purpose. That you're here for something important. This is not coincidence. This is not imagination. This is you, whispering to yourself from the future, reminding yourself of who you really are, of the contract you made, of the purpose you chose. And when you begin to notice these signs, something amazing happens. Life stops seeming like a random series of events. It becomes a conscious journey, and you gradually transform from a game character into the player. The ripple effect of awakening. But here's something profound that happens when you begin to remember your soul's purpose. You don't just transform yourself, you become a catalyst for others' awakening. Your conscious journey creates ripples that touch everyone around you. When you start living from this deeper understanding, when you begin to see challenges as chosen experiences rather than random suffering, something shifts in your energy field. People sense it without knowing why. Your presence becomes a reminder to others of their own forgotten truth. You become living proof that there's more to existence than what meets the eye. This is how consciousness spreads, not through preaching or convincing, but through embodiment. Your awakening gives others permission to remember their own divine nature, their own sacred contracts, their own chosen path home. Coming home to yourself. You chose your life before birth. And now, as you hear these words, something inside you begins to remember why. You are not here just to exist from Monday to Friday. You are not here just to pay bills and grow old. You are not here just to meet others' expectations and live someone else's dreams. You are here to grow through every challenge, to see in every difficulty not a punishment, but an opportunity for your soul's evolution. You are here to love, even when it seems impossible. To open your heart again and again, even after it's been broken. You are here to awaken from the dream we call ordinary life. To remember your immortal nature, your true essence. Your difficulties are not random. Your losses are not meaningless. Your pain is not in vain. Everything is part of the contract you made with yourself. And with each challenge overcome, you come closer to becoming who you came here to be. And perhaps, right now, as you hear these words, you've already begun to remember. If this video touched something deep inside you, then we're on the right path. It means your soul recognizes truth when it hears it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's explore together the mysteries of consciousness that most people aren't even aware of. And in our next video, we'll talk about how to recognize your true mission in this life. The one you chose before you took your first breath in this world. The one your heart has never stopped reminding you about.